I want each one of you to just take a moment to think about the different circumstances in your life and the things that you wish were not part of your life, the crosses, the sufferings, the difficulties, whatever they may be. Sometimes we have situations in our life or people in our lives that we say, God, you know I could be holy if I didn't have to deal with X, Y, and Z. Or, you know I'd be holy if I didn't have to deal with my husband or my wife or my kids, my screaming kids, or my work, this coworker, whatever it is. Sometimes we say things like that. I would have a peaceful life, I would have a happy life if I didn't have these circumstances. It is precisely those circumstances that you need. That is the bitter medicine that the Lord wants to give you. Not for your suffering, not because He wants you to suffer, but He wants you to be well. How do we understand that? How can we be well by suffering? How can we be well by the cross? Think about someone who doesn't have a cross in their lives. How long do they persevere in the spiritual life? How long do they maintain that fire in their hearts, that passion? They can't. Without the cross, that is the wood that feeds the flames of the divine love of charity, the cross. And it's precisely those circumstances that you would want to get rid of that the Lord is anxious that you embrace to sanctify those realities, to sanctify yourself ultimately. We always think, what if my life was different? What if I got married to someone else? What if I chose a different job? What if? There's always another if. And yet, here we are in our present circumstances. We can't change really anything. And again, without the cross, we lose meaning in our lives. We don't have the same meaning. Because it's through the cross that we love, and love gives us meaning. We all would want a tranquil, peaceful life with no real problems, and yet chances are, if we had that situation, we would become very cold in our faith. In the first reading, we hear how St. Paul talks about how we're children of God, and if we're children, then we are heirs, heirs to God, heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ, if only we suffer with Him. If only we suffer with Him, so that we may also be glorified with Him. I have never met someone who I admire for their holiness that have not gone through significant sufferings and challenges, because it's those things that transform our hearts and allow us to live like Christ. So, brothers and sisters, let us give thanks to God when we have those moments when we want another life or we want another set of circumstances. Let us truly give thanks to God for that great gift.